Hello, everyone, and welcome to HackerTV, our in-house podcast for Rajasthan's biggest hackathon, AceHack. And this year, we are bringing the fourth edition of AceHack 4.0. And friends, I would like to begin with thanking all of you for your overwhelming response in our registrations. आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया इतने सारे registrations के लिए, and we have officially closed our registrations. So if you have any other queries besides registrations now, you can just join our Discord server and raise a ticket, or you can contact our team members, and our team will get back to you as soon as possible and solve your problems. And also don't forget to follow us on social media so that you don't miss out on anything for this amazing hackathon experience, where you'll not only code and build your project, but also innovate, elevate, and transform your levels to the next year. I'm your host Biraj, and this is the 28th episode of Hacker TV. Our guest today is an SIH 2022 winner. He has mentored at SIH 2023. He's also the founder of Hack Unicorn Club and has more than enough hackathon experience throughout his career, Mr. Taranjot Singh. Hello, sir.
So, hello everyone. Hello, Biraj. First of
Hi.
all, I would like to thank Biraj and the entire AceHack 4.0 team for having me for this amazing podcast.
Thank you so much for joining, sir. So, to start things off, can you just introduce yourself for us once?
Sure. So, currently, I am working as a software development engineer at a startup. And as Biraj also mentioned that I am the founder of Hack Unicorn Club, and I also was the winner of SIH 2022, and I got an opportunity to be a mentor in SIH 23, as well as I was also an idea evaluator in Smart India Hackathon 2024. And about my hackathons journey, so I've participated in over 15 plus hackathons till now, have won 6 plus out of them, mentored in approximately 12 13 hackathons, judged in 5 6 hackathons, organized 3 hackathons by myself as a lead organizer, and also delivered speaker sessions in around 10 plus hackathons. So yeah, that's about my introduction.
Sir, I must say your hackathon experience throughout your career is just out of this world. So that's amazing. Now, हम लोग यहाँ पे आज hackathons के बारे में डिस्कस करने के लिए बैठे हैं. तो let's start things off with a very, simple question. तो मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि what is the most controversial hackathon decision that you have ever seen to be made?
Sure. So I believe that the most controversial one would be in one of the hackathons which I mentored. So I actually noticed that uh, the organizers or the co-mentors, they actually preferred to take forward all those teams
Yeah.
who could actually be present in the final presentation round of that hackathon, which was at an offline venue. So
Yeah.
that hackathon was a mix of both online and offline rounds. So that's the most controversial one, which I have seen, that not preferring the online teams as well, like they who couldn't actually travel to the offline venue.
Yeah.
So I believe that's one kind of like controversial decision. Other than that, like in all other hackathons, I haven't seen any sort of like controversial kind of thing. So hackathons are mainly for the participants, for the teams. So it is actually organized in such a way that all the teams are actually getting a fair chance in order to present their ideas.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with your point. So now, you've had a lot of judging and mentoring experience, right? So now, मैं आपसे एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ कि while you were mentoring or maybe judging a project in a hackathon, have you ever, disagreed with your co-judge's verdict, and what followed after that?
Okay. So I won't say that I disagreed with any sort of judges, because in all the events, in all the mentoring or judging hackathons experiences, I have seen that all the judges and mentors, they actually respect other person's views and point of view as well, other
Yeah.
person's perspective as well. So if I tell you about the backend stuff, then all these mentors and judges, they actually discuss about the ideas, discuss about what all things could be built in a particular problem statement, what kind of solution solution could be scalable and could have a greater impact, like for a particular problem statement, they actually discuss in the backend, and they actually respect other person's point of view as well. Either it is their co-mentors or co-judges, and so it is a like collaborative way of thinking. So collaboratively they learn as well. Collaboratively they put forward their points as well, and then it's a
Yeah.
collaborative way of marking the teams as well. So I haven't seen in any of the hackathons where I or any other co-mentor or co-judge actually disagreed with any particular point. So all of us actually put forward our points, our perspectives, and equally we were respected by others.
राइट राइट दैट्स एक्चुअली रियली ग्रेट टू हियर बिकॉज हमारे यहाँ पे भी जब हैकाथॉन्स ऑर्गेनाइज किए जाते हैं तो वी सी दैट द मेंटर्स आर हैविंग अ लॉट ऑफ फन amongst themselves and a lot of productive conversation is going on. तो ये सुन के भी अच्छा लगता है. नाउ हैकाथॉन में टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट्स बहुत होते हैं, राइट? तो मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि इफ यू वर ऑन अ टाइम क्रंच, लेट्स से इफ यू हैड 30 minutes to win a hackathon, with what project would you build in that time?
Okay, what project would I build in 30 minutes? So, first of all, like if I have just 30 minutes to win a hackathon, so I'll utilize the first 10 minutes for building a strong idea.
Yeah.
So, an idea which could actually drive a greater impact, a bigger impact. Okay, so I actually follow a sort of structure regarding thinking about an idea. Like first point is like I focus on the problem that we had to solve.
Yeah.
Second is that I think about the solution that we can prepare around that. Third one is thinking about the features that we can provide. Fourth one is the USPs, unique selling proposition. Fifth one is the business model, like preparing a business model around that idea. Sixth one is like thinking about its future scope,
Yeah.
and seventh would be like defining what all or which particular tech stack we'll be using in its implementation. And then eighth one is doing some research, like some primary and secondary research, like going to
Definitely.
your target audience, asking them about the problem they are facing, and secondary research like going to your target audience and asking them about the solution that they want from that idea. Next would be like also doing some research about what all features or things are being provided by existing competitors in the market. And then in the 10th or 11th aspect, think about what implementation we are gonna do for this. So in the initial 10 minutes, ideation part is done, right? And for the next 20 minutes, I'll be going with its implementation part. And the idea I would focus would mostly revolve around a particular impact kind of thing. Impact basically defining a particular target audience and
Yeah.
providing some value proposition to a niche target audience only, and don't think much about a bigger or larger kind of audience, because you just have 30 minutes to prepare that idea. So I'll utilize this strategy.
Right. That's a very smart strategy as well. Now, hackathons आजकल बहुत पॉपुलर हैं एंड ऑलमोस्ट हर स्टेट में आजकल हैकाथॉन्स कंडक्ट किए जा रहे हैं. तो इसी के चलते हैकाथॉन्स के अराउंड काफी सारे मिथ्स भी हैं जो दैट पीपल बिलीव बट व्हिच आर एक्चुअली नॉट ट्रू. तो what what is one such hackathon myth that people need to stop believing according to you?
Okay. So that one hackathon myth that people need to stop believing would be that I can take a particular pre-built hackathon, I can take a pre-built project in a hackathon, or I can go in a hackathon and use just ChatGPT or Gemini or other LLM technologies in order to build a particular project end to end. So
Yeah.
that is one sort of myth that I believe that people should stop believing, because see, ultimately all those mentors and judges also know that you might use completely LLMs in order to build your project, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
they also try to like figure out if you have used that AI or that LLM technologies end to end, or if you have used that technology in order to take inspiration, or
Yeah.
if you are stuck, then only if you were then only if you would have used that particular LLM, right?
Yeah.
So I believe like this myth should be like stopped, and this myth should be burst, because ultimately 99.5% all those mentors and judges would get to know that you have copied such project
Yeah,
from GitHub or you have used LLM for that completely. And
exactly.
0.5%, if you also like go through with that and doesn't get caught, then also you haven't learned anything from that hackathon, right? You just copy and pasted it.
हाँ राइट। तो जनरली पहली बार जो हैकाथॉन्स में जाते हैं द फर्स्ट टाइमर्स, उनको लगता है कि एक पहले का प्रोजेक्ट लेके चले जाएंगे, मेंटर्स को क्या ही पता चलेगा, बट दे डोंट गेट कि मेंटर्स को इतना एक्सपीरियंस है कि वो डिस्टिंग्विश कर पाए दोनों प्रोजेक्ट्स के बीच में। सो आई थिंक एवरीवन शुड कीप दिस पॉइंट इन माइंड बिफोर गोइंग फॉर अ हैकाथॉन। नाउ हैकाथॉन्स में इतना ज़्यादा प्रेशर रहता है बिकॉज ऑफ द टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट्स। तो व्हाट इज द फास्टेस्ट वे टू बिल्ड अ वर्किंग प्रोटोटाइप ऑफ अ प्रोजेक्ट अंडर सच प्रेशर अकॉर्डिंग टू यू?
Okay. So I believe the fastest way would be like, as I mentioned, like if you are clear about the proposition around your idea, if you are clear about your ideation concepts, then you'll be able to build implementation quite quickly, because in that way you would actually know what sort of features, what sort of UI UX you are gonna prepare around your idea. Because
Yeah,
if you are clear what you are building regarding the ideation part, then you will be clear what you are developing for the implementation part.
yeah,
So that's the kind of thing. And like one more thing, like if you are clear regarding what all tech stacks you know already, and if you know about that you are good at this particular sort of tech stack and you are not good at this particular sort of other particular sort of tech stack, then it would be a great thing in order to go forward, because then you could actually utilize the most of your time in focusing on just the tech stack that you are quite comfortable with, and then in the end you can try pushing your limit and learn the other sort of tech stack that you are not good at, right?
yeah.
So I believe that strategy would work.
Right, that's great. Now, hackathons may everyone has limited technological power in their hands, right? So, and some people don't have what other people might have in terms of technology, क्योंकि कुछ लोगों का लैपटॉप बहुत अच्छा होता है, कुछ लोगों का उतना अच्छा नहीं होता। तो तो लिमिटेड चीज़ों के लिमिटेड चीज़ों को लेके काम करना इज ऑब्वियसली वेरी अननर्विंग इन सच अ सिचुएशन एज अ हैकाथॉन। तो उस सिचुएशन में अगर आप अभी होते, लाइक नाउ राइट नाउ वेयर यू आर इन योर करियर, लेट्स से यू पार्टिसिपेट इन अ हैकाथॉन, तो उस सिचुएशन में आप कैसे हैंडल करेंगे खुद को इफ यू आर वेरी लिमिटेड विद योर टेक्नोलॉजी?
Okay. So that reminds me of my Smart India Hackathon 2022 days. So I would take an incident from that only. So when we got selected for SIH 2022's grand finale, so I only knew front end web development, that is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, that is front end web
Yeah,
development technologies.
yeah,
But our team demanded a person who actually know backend stuff as well in order to create a server and connect it to database and connect it with some APIs as well.
right.
So then in that time constraint of 36 hours and like 1 or 2 days prior to the hackathon as well, I started learning backend web development because that was the need of the team. And so I believe like hackathons provide a great atmosphere, great kind of opportunity to learn all those technical skills that you are not well versed with.
Yeah,
So I believe like it is quite important, like as I mentioned, to know about in which particular technologies you are quite comfortable, and then also like accept that you are not good with other technologies, and then push your limits during the hackathon, or if possible before the hackathon, and
yeah.
definitely after the hackathon as well, to learn those technologies, because hackathon is all about learning. So in that duration, during the pressure situation, during the pressure environment, you along with the teammates can actually motivate each other and learn new stuff.
या डेफिनेटली। नाउ आपने काफ़ी सारे हैकाथॉन्स मेंटर किया है एंड जज किया है। आपने आपके ओपिनियन में टिल नाउ व्हाट इज द मोस्ट क्रिएटिव प्रोजेक्ट दैट यू हैव एवर सीन?
Okay. So I believe like every hackathon project is like creative in its own. Like if
Yeah,
a
definitely.
first year student also goes to a hackathon, and if they build a landing page, like simple landing page as well, then you can't call that as a bad project,
Yeah,
right? So but like one particular idea that stayed with me from one of the hackathons was that it was an IT project in which they actually built a sort of hardware, and that hardware kind of product would actually help the users in order to figure out what particular dish they could order when they go to a restaurant for dine-in.
right.
So the main problem was that when a customer goes to a restaurant, by just seeing the 2D menu, they can't actually make a choice regarding what particular dish they should order. So they
Yeah,
were actually making that whole experience of decision making a 3D one through hologram technology. So
right.
they use like hologram technology as their IoT. So I believe like that was one of the standout hackathon projects ideas.
Yeah, definitely, and it sounds very interesting to me as well. That was a great project idea actually. Now, what is a tech shortcut you personally use in hackathons that you wouldn't really use in real world projects?
Okay, so one of the tech shortcuts I used, and I don't recommend to use it is actually like preparing some sort of pre-made components. So in
Right,
one or two of the hackathons which I participated, I actually created like pre-made login page. So because like
right,
login pages are like quite similar, like the
yeah,
sign up and login part. So I was like, I'll create a basic structure of that. I'll also add a design to that, but like in the hackathon duration, I'll just like change its UI part so that it could fit in with the idea that I'll be preparing further. But
yeah,
like for like login sign up is participants can actually do that, but if you are doing it for some other components as well, like if they are creating some sort of chunks of a particular project, and if they are just building their entire project from those chunks of components only, then it's a big blunder basically.
yeah, yeah. And I completely agree with you. Now, what's one coding mistake that actually cost you a hackathon when you were a participant? Is there any such mistake that you made?
Yeah, in one of the hackathons, I and my team did a mistake. So, basically, I remember that anecdote. It was a 12-hour hackathon, so like quite less time in order to do the implementation part. So, like initially, after doing the ideation part, me and my team focused on implementing the backend stuff first. And because of that, when the hackathon was about to end, we didn't had any sort of front end part available.
Right.
And I am a firm believer of मतलब जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. And that firm belief actually came after the hackathon. After the hackathon, I got to know that okay, in every hackathon, like first of all, like after the ideation part, it is quite important to actually assign the role of front end part to at least one or two of the team members,
Yeah.
so that one or two members are building the front end part, the UI UX part, others are focusing on the back end part or ML part or Web3 or blockchain that needs to be added, so that at least you have something to present with your pitch, uh, other than just a piece of code, just a backend code written in VS Code.
Yeah. Right. Now, let's talk about AI for some time. AI आने के बाद से hackathons में part लेना has become so easy for almost everyone because आजकल code खुद लिखना ही नहीं पड़ता. We just need to figure out the errors जो भी show करते हैं, and even errors भी figure out नहीं करना पड़ता. AI पे डालो, everything is there. Now, because of that, everyone is trying to implement AI into their projects, whatever field that is, regardless of that. Now, if AI actually took over hackathons, what skill would still make the humans win, in your opinion?
Okay. I believe that the skill of identifying a USP would actually make humans win over AI. And what USP needs to be
Sorry.
needs to be fit in for a particular niche audience. like understanding the Indian audience or understanding the global audience and preparing features or USPs around that so that it could fit in well for them. It could actually solve the problem that they are facing. So I believe that personalized touch would actually be provided just by humans and not by AI,
Yeah.
like because of the common sense that we humans actually have for our community and in general.
Yeah, of course. That's very true. Now, hackathons में आजकल काफी projects, the top projects are almost all the time, very market ready. Team इस चीज का भी काफी ख्याल रखती है आजकल की, how market ready is my product, ताकि उससे they can get some revenue eventually. So, what do you think? Should hackathon projects always aim to be startups? Why? If yes, why? If no, why?
Okay. Yes, I believe that every hackathon project should actually try from a startup's point of view only, because
Right.
it actually provides you a boost. It actually provides you a platform through which you can think like a company which is on the verge of serving millions of
Yeah.
people. Okay,
Right.
so you are actually able to think about the scale, and then if you look at the bigger picture, then going forward, just not just during the hackathon's duration, after the hackathon as well, you can actually take up that idea or utilize the networks or connections built during the duration of the hackathon in order to take your idea forward. Because hackathons, we all know that it provides a great platform to connect with various investors as well, connect with mentors and judges, the sponsor heads as well. So if you are thinking from a startup's point of view, then these experienced people could actually take your idea forward and could actually help you in improving your idea and taking it to like in helping in making a go to market strategy as well, like GTM strategy.
Right.
So I believe like thinking from a startup's point of view is an added advantage for the teams.
Right, definitely. And actually, I agree with you. And आजकल ये चीज़ और ज़्यादा होने लगी है, पार्टिसिपेंट्स के दिमाग में भी रहती है ये चीज़ कि हमारा प्रोजेक्ट शुड बिकम सम सॉर्ट ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट इन द फ्यूचर, इवेंचुअली रेवेन्यू कुछ आता रहे फ्रॉम दैट प्रोडक्ट, विच इज़ ग्रेट. इवन आई थिंक दैट इज़ वेरी प्रैक्टिकल एंड इट इज़ एक्चुअली ग्रेट. नाउ हैकेथॉन्स में while pitching the project, you have to be very vigilant about whatever you are saying or whatever your teammate is uh, saying in general. So hackathon mein, if you had to pitch your project to some mentor or some judge, and if you had only 10 words, so how would you describe that?
Okay, so that's a pretty tricky question basically. So if I have just 10 words, then I would actually research about some sort of news regarding that particular idea. For example, like if my idea is related to mental health, so I'll just like Google regarding how many number of mental health patients were recorded for a particular year,
Yeah.
and with just that number I would be able to prove the credibility of my idea, that how good this idea is gonna be, how much larger audience this idea is gonna cater to.
Yeah.
Okay. And like if I'll be left with 5 or 6 words after this, then I would utilize those in order to pitch in the USPs, like some uniqueness, some unique kind of things, which would actually help me in catering to that sort of large audience, large customers. So I believe like those two as a combination could actually provide a greater impact with lesser number of words as well.
Right, that's a great and very smart answer, I must say. Now, hackathons में आपने काफी सारे pitches देखे हैं throughout your career. You've had enough experience of hackathon pitches. Now, मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि what do you think is the biggest, sort of a red flag in a hackathon pitch कि ये चीज people should avoid doing.
Okay. So I would talk about like 2 to 3 red flags basically. So first red flag obviously is like not knowing in depth about your uniqueness. So
Right.
what unique you are offering? So that's
Right.
the biggest red flag. And people, actually teams know about that, that they needs to think about uniqueness of their idea, but still by the end of the hackathon they doesn't give much of the time to that thing. So that's one thing. Second is not preparing or not thinking about a business model or a business plan, because
Yeah.
eventually every product or every platform that we build, we have to chip in some sort of revenue stream, so that we could get like primary or secondary revenue sources out of it, because we also have to take care of the operations part, right? The system
Right.
operations, the uh, the physical operations part as well. So second is the like not thinking about a solid 2 to 3 revenue models, business model.
Right.
Third one would be keeping the implementation part for very late part of the hackathon. So for keeping the implementation part for the end, it might lead to that you just have your idea and pitch ready and just your PPT and a very basic sort of implementation part ready. Because if you are participating in a 36-hour hackathon, you have ample time to like focus on the implementation as well, not just your idea. So I believe that's one thing. And I also believe in the mantra that three things make you win a hackathon. First
Mm.
one is the pitching part.
Yeah.
Second is the UI UX, like how your platform is showcasing and the user experience that you are providing to your users. Third is the implementation. So pitching, UI UX, and implementation. So if you could focus on all these three things during the 36 hours, then you are good to go.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. Thank you so much for that. Now, sorry. Now, you're coming as a mentor for AceHack 4.0. So, I just want to thank you for coming. I can't wait to host everyone. So, when you go for a mentoring session or a judging session, is there anything that you're looking for in a project, or is there a certain mindset that you have when you go in for a mentoring session?
Okay. So yeah, one thing I actually look forward to is are the teams able to think about out of the box solutions? Because like
Okay.
most of the times, it is the case that if a team actually picks a particular problem statement, then they sometimes just keep revolving around one type of solution.
Yeah.
So if some mentor or judges is coming to you, and if they are providing some sort of feedback or recommendation to you, then it is quite important to take up that feedback and utilize some of your time to brainstorm on that and build on that feedback that is being provided by the mentor, and also pitch in that particular feedback in the next mentoring or judging round. Because with that, um, that particular evaluator or mentor or judge would get to know that you actually listened to that advice, you thought about that, you brainstormed about that, and then you implemented that particular thing in your idea. And other than that, you are doing the stuff which you actually thought of previously as well. So you are doing both the things combinedly, the idea which you thought and the suggestion that was provided by mentors. You are implementing both the things, and you are combining it as a whole. So I believe that's one particular thing I definitely look up to.
Right. That is great. Now, lastly, I would like to ask you for advice. When someone goes in for a hackathon, they think कि मुझे project बनाना है. I need to make a good project. I need to have a position in the hackathon. तो मैं आपसे ये advice लेना चाहता हूँ कि उन students के लिए especially कि hackathon में it's also important to keep in mind कि हैकिंग और कोडिंग के अलावा भी काफी सारी चीजें होती है करने को, राइट? तो एवरीवन शुड एंजॉय एवरीथिंग, राइट? तो व्हाट्स योर एडवाइस इन दैट सब्जेक्ट?
Okay. So I would say that for the initial 3 to 4 hours, first of all, like try to solidify your idea and at least try to start the implementation part for the first 3 to 4 hours, because it actually provides you that sort of confidence to go around and connect with other teams or
Yeah.
connect with other mentors or judges. Because if you like start networking or start connection building from the very first hour, then it might take you it might come as a disadvantage for you in the end, because then you might get lagged behind from other teams. So it is quite important to at least focus for the first 4 to 5 or 6 hours on your project, and then once you are actually on track, once you actually know the flow, like what particular flow you will be following for preparing your project, its implementation, then you can like go around, like take advice from the mentors or judges, talk to them, talk to the organizers, talk to the organizing volunteers as well, talk to
Yeah.
other teams, like if they want to, and like just network with others, not just network for LinkedIn connection building, also network in terms of what all skill sets the other people have, what all skill sets they learned from, what particular skill set they learned from which particular platform, which particular roadmap they followed for that. I
Yeah.
believe that is very important, because most of the time like students just go and they just show their QR code, like LinkedIn QR, and just tell them to like connect with them on LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
like it's quite important to also understand the other person's roadmap that followed.
Yeah, absolutely. And this, exactly this, that the networking part, the entire networking part of hackathon is what, I look personally look forward to, because it's amazing talking to people. So thank you for that amazing advice, sir, and thank you for joining with us today and sharing your wonderful insights with us. I'm sure all of our participants are going to put all of this into very good use for for AceHack 4.0, and I hope you had a good time talking to us.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Biraj, and thank you so much the entire team for having me. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it, like discussing hackathons and how you can leverage like all those hackathons related things, and like looking forward to like going to like AceHack 4.0, and like looking forward to mentoring there.
Yeah. Thank you so much again for taking out your time. And thank you everyone for watching this episode of Hacker TV. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, stay tuned, stay connected, and keep hacking. Bye.